Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So today on Tech Nerd, we're going to be taking a look at another USB microphone. This from a brand, I'm not too sure how to say it. I think it is Fifine or Fifine or whatever. I've seen it being mentioned under different names. So this is I believe the Fifine K690. This is a USB condenser microphone that some are referring to it being up there along the quality and sort of they put it up next to the Blue Yetis and stuff like that. So let's actually just take a look at this microphone and see what it looks like out of the box. We'll do a bit of an unboxing, and well, in fact, let's just do that right now. So you get this really cool box. You slide the cover off, and then you get a box in two pieces like this. So that's pretty much it. You slide the top cover off, you get that nice sort of red look. Then, putting this out of the way, you get this foam. You remove the foam, and inside there you can see the foam actually has some pretty cool cutouts to be able to slot in here. And in there you have the Fifine microphone, the box with a cable, and this little adapter gear here to get it onto a mic stand. Let's get it out of the box and take a look at it. So before we go down onto the bench and start doing some testing, this over here is the microphone in question. Granted, the stand is doing it the wrong way around, but now I'm starting to think it may actually be lacquer to mount this thing up like that or something, but you never know, we'll see. So the idea of this is it sits like that on your desk. You've got your microphone mute button over here. You've got your headphone volumes for your monitoring, because your headphones can be plugged in down here. You have your USB port, and you have that screw point to be able to mount to that mic stand. Then on the back of this, you have the pattern selection. You've got 4 different pattern selections from bidirectional stereo, omnidirectional, your standard, your usual sort of, and then of course you've got your mic gain setting over here to set your record out volumes. It is a solid metal microphone, meaning that this whole sort of thing is solid. It feels heavy. It's got a nice quality feel about it. I mean, I'm recording this on my other microphone, and it doesn't. It's also a metal housing, etc. But this just has a premium sort of heavy metal feel about it, something that feels really cool. So I think what we need to do now is we need to do a comparison in the audio quality of this and the existing microphone that I'm currently using, which we all know and love. So yeah, I think that's going to be the next step. So let's get this guy hooked up and let's do some comparative audio, unprocessed, and we'll see how they stack up. Then we'll process the audio on both of them and see how the two compare for everyday use in either YouTube content creation or whatever the case may be. Keen to see. Let's check it out. Hey guys, so right now you're hearing the Thron Max M-Draw 1 Pro unprocessed, so I'm not putting it through any of the audio processing, and what I'll do now is I will put it through the processing, but you'll hear both sides of the M-Draw 1 Pro pre and post processing, so you guys can draw your own conclusions. Test 1, 2, 3. This is the Thron Max M-Draw 1 Pro without processing. Test 1, 2, 3. This is the Thron Max M-Draw 1 Pro with processing. So there you get the idea of what the Thron Max sounds like. This has been my go-to microphone for the last couple of weeks, and it's the one that's been doing most of the recording on my channel. It does a very good job of it, and I quite enjoy using it. But next we're going to cut over to the new Fifine K690 and do a comparison. Right, so now you're hearing the audio being recorded on the Fifine K690. This is with my basic sort of processing done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick comparison now of with and without processing, starting with the without. Test 1, 2, 3. This is the Fifine K690 microphone. without any processing. Test 1, 2, 3. This is the Fifine K690 USB condenser mic with processing applied. So guys, I don't know what your take on this is, but right now I'm talking to you with all my processing active on the Fifine K690. You've heard the comparison between the current M-Draw 1 Pro and the Fifine. I do believe that the Fifine does capture a lot more detail of the voice, possibly at a bit of a louder level by default, so there may be some adjustment required. I haven't played too much with the levels as yet, so this is just coming at you straight off with some basic level adjustments done and my processing done to my standards. I don't always apply a lot of processing, but I do like to get the audio sounding clean. That little bit of time there was just put in just so you could hear for any background noise. I'm going to elevate that so you can hear if there was any sort of hiss or sound being generated by the microphone by default. But so far, in my opinion, this Fifine K690 is a really cool microphone. I'm currently using it in the cardioid pattern, so it's pretty much right here, probably about 30 centimeters away from my mouth. And I'm talking sort of above it towards the camera, not even directed down to the microphone itself. And this is the sort of audio quality that you can expect to see. I'm just going to go down to show you guys roughly where the microphone is quickly. You've got it here. My normal microphone sits up on the desk. So that's just to give you guys an idea of how the microphone is currently set up, so you guys can see what is going on, the sort of distance away. It is a bit of a distance away, but yeah, I think it's doing a fantastic job. So let's jump back to my normal microphone and just continue a bit of talking about this microphone and your thoughts on it. Maybe before we do that, let's actually start doing some audio checks and just see. Let me bring it up close and personal and so turn down the gain. So we're going to turn down the microphone quite a lot in order for me to be able to get up close and personal to it. There we go. So the waveform does look quite nice, and I do believe right now you're probably hearing a pretty decent rendition of my voice on the Fifine K690. A really cool microphone all in all. Definitely worth it if you're looking for something on a budget that is very, very solid performing and very well made. So yep, let's just go into the overview of the microphone and discuss some of the technical side of this microphone. Hey guys, so I'm back on my Frontmax M-Draw 1 Pro. I'm just looking down at this Fifine microphone and thinking what a good idea would be for you guys to actually see. But in so saying, you can actually see pretty much everything about this microphone, including how really big it actually is. It's not a small microphone by any sort of factor. It's quite a large microphone. It's substantially weighted because of the metal build, but it's got everything that you need from a USB microphone. So if you guys are looking for something, in my opinion, and you're happy with what you hear here on the sound, audio levels, etc., the Fifine K690 is definitely the microphone for you. It's a great piece of kit. I'm keen to see the technical spec on this. So we'll finish off the video by going through the technical spec of this microphone online. And you guys can draw your own conclusions as to whether this is for you or not. You've heard the comparison with the M-Draw 1 Pro, which is a really decent USB microphone. And I will start doing comparisons of these with a proper audio interface and some nice high-level studio microphones soon. But we have to start somewhere. So let's get into the technical spec of this mic, and you guys can decide for yourself whether you like it or not. Hey guys. So yeah, we're looking at the website, the Fifine website, which is fifinemicrophone.com, at the K690 USB mic. So they specify this as a 4-pattern. It's got all the gain dials, etc., live monitoring jack, mute button, all the fancy that you'd expect. a really great quality USB cable, and a pretty decent mic stand. However, it is not an expensive microphone, which makes it a great microphone for those that don't have large budgets for these things. So there's a lot of information on this, and as you can see from the website, it is a really great looking microphone, so no issues with that whatsoever. So this microphone, a lot of reviews have compared it with the likes of the Blue Yetis, etc. With the polar patterns. It's a really cool sort of device. There is an LED indicator on the microphone also to tell you what the state is, whether it's muted, etc. The build quality, like they say, is second to none. It feels reassuringly hefty, and it is far from being just a feeling. It actually helps with the sound quality. A heavy-duty mic is less likely to suffer from vibrations, no annoying resonant frequencies. It does have the headphone volume control and headphone jack at the bottom, which you can see here for low latency monitoring. And you got your mini USB jack to connect it for USB recording. So the microphone gets detected as a sound device within your computer just by plugging it in. Here you have the information. That looks like a picture of how the capsules are set up inside this microphone. You've got your different pickup patterns over here. So you can toggle between cardioid, omnidirectional, bidirectional, and stereo. So depending on what you're wanting to do. It's great for voiceovers, podcasting, and any form of recording. All the spec and information can be seen here. I would suggest heading into the information. So what I was talking about here is the 678. If you don't need those different patterns and you're just looking for a cardioid microphone, then this K678 would probably be the better option for you, as it is a lower budget microphone, but it still has the 14mm capsule, meaning that you're going to get the same great quality as what you'd get from the K690, which is really cool. I like that a lot. So there are some ones with bigger capsules, which I'm keen to hear, such as the 669 and the 683, which have 16mm capsules, but we'll check that out. So the specification on this mic is it is a condenser. It's a multi-pattern condenser. Frequency response is 40 Hz to 20 kHz. Sensitivity is -45 D plus -3 dB. Signal to noise ratio 65 dB. It is a 16-bit 48 kHz bit rate and sample rate. So it's not quite up there as my Throndrel, which is operating at 24-bit and 96 kHz, but it's still pretty damn good. Operates 5 volts between 80 and 150 milliamps of USB power. It is a USB 2.0. It is 1.3 kgs in the box, so that is the complete shipping weight. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting reading about this microphone, and there's a lot of interesting opinion about this microphone, as in possibly it would replace or be able to be a replacement for the Blue Yeti, which is a lot more expensive. So the Fifine K690, the lowest I could find it for here in South Africa was on takealot.com at 1519, which I believe is a bit cheaper than the normal going rate for this microphone. But in so saying, that's a good price for a really decent one. They don't have any stock currently, unfortunately, but it's still a pretty good price for a pretty damn good microphone, in my opinion. As for the Fifine K678, a 678, let's just see what sort of price range those go in at. Locally here in South Africa, 669. I'm not seeing a 678. Maybe I'm not looking properly. There's a 670B. But you can see Fifine, you can pick them up at various pricing, anywhere from a couple of $100 right up to sort of the 2,000 Rand price tag, depending on which one you're looking for. I'll find a 678 and we'll do a comparison. I see here's a 683, less than 1,000 Rand. So yeah, they're good value for money microphones in my opinion. So check them out if you guys are looking for something a little bit cheaper. But just to conclude, let's just head on to the conclusion of this video. So just to conclude, guys, if you guys are looking for USB microphones, Fifine is a relatively new brand in the market. In South Africa, The more common ones are your Samsungs and those. They're great microphones, but if you're looking for something a little bit more, something in line with the Blue Yeti, but at a big cost saving, check out the K690 and Fifine's other range of great microphones. They've got some really cool kits, and you can get, I believe, the Fifine K678, I stand to correction, which is the same capsule, but just with a cardioid pattern, and it doesn't have the other patterns options like this microphone does. So if you don't need all of that, go ahead for that the Fifine K678. It's probably going to do everything you want it to do. Like for me personally, I probably won't use all of these patterns. Well, immediately, maybe in the future, who knows. But a really cool piece of kit, guys. Definitely worth the money. I'm glad I picked this one up. I picked it up at a really good price, which I'm really glad about. And yeah, I'm loving it. I may even switch to this microphone, but time will tell. So guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, cheers for now.